number 11, it's going to take me quite a bit of steps here, but I'm just going to go ahead and start. So I need to find the measures of angles 1, 2, and 3, given that that little angle in the middle kind of there is 80 degrees. Well, I know that I have two sets of parallel lines, so I have a lot of things that I can use from Unit 3 that we learned, like all the theorems we learned and all the pairs of angles and stuff, so those will apply here. So I'm going to try to find the measure of angle 1 first, which means I'm just going to kind of like block this out. I'm just going to ignore all this for just a second while I work with angle 1. So if I'm looking just at this picture right here in this box, I can see that angle 1 and 80 degrees, those are both interior angles, because actually I know that this is true and this is true. I'll circle it in a different color. I know that these lines right here are parallel lines. So I know that they're parallel, and the line in the middle that cuts through going up and down is a transversal. So I know that all my theorems apply here. So angle 1 and 80 degrees, those are both interior angles. So the theorem that I'm going to use says that consecutive interior angles, consecutive meaning they lie on the same side of the transversal as each other, consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So 80 plus angle 1 is going to give me 180 degrees. So 80 plus the measure of angle 1 is going to give me 180 degrees. Well, 80 plus what gives me 180? It's just 100. So the measure of angle 1 is 100 degrees. All right, let's move on to another one. So we'll do angle 2 next. So I can't really do anything with 80 and 2, but if I kind of shade out this part down here, now I can work with angle 1 and angle 2, because I know that this is true about those two lines. Those are parallel, so all my theorems apply here. Well, I know that the measure of angle 1 is 100, and I can tell from the picture that 1 and 2 are both interior angles, and they lie on the same side of the transversal as each other, so they're consecutive interior angles, which means that those angles are supplementary. So the measure of angle 1 and 2 added together will give me 180. Well, I know that 1 is 100, but I don't know 2. That's going to give me 180. So 100 plus what gets me to 180? It's just 80 degrees. So the measure of angle 2 is 80 degrees. So 2 out of 3 done. Let's move on to the last one. All right, so now I'm looking at angle 3. Well, I'm going to use my angle 2 now, so I'm going to go ahead and shade off all of this part. I could use 80 degrees too, but I'm just going to move around in a circle and use my angle 2. So I can see that these two lines are parallel. I can also see that those are both interior angles and they lie on the same side of the transversal as each other. So consecutive interior angles are supplementary, the same thing we've been doing this whole time. So angle 2 plus angle 3 is going to get me to 180 degrees. So I know that angle 2 is 80 degrees. So 80 plus angle 3 is going to get me to 180. Well, 80 plus what gets me 180? Well, that's just 100. So the measure of angle 3 is 100 degrees.